I'm playing Xbox literally in the middle of the woods, and I'm going to show you how I managed to pull this off, and it's thanks to this thing, the xScreen. Now, this thing has been in development for quite a while now. They launched a Kickstarter campaign in July of 2021 and literally funded the entire thing in less than 20 minutes. And sure enough, they did all the right things, like posting updates and showing pictures of the whole process too. It's a sad reality nowadays when a successful Kickstarter with actual units being shipped is something to be celebrated rather than the norm. Either way, I have one in my hands here, and we're going to take a look at it and see if the thing holds up after all. As you can see, the main pitch here is basically turning your Series S into a portable laptop by plugging in this 11.6-inch 1080p display into your Xbox. And it's all powered by USB, so there's no extra cables needed. Alright, let's set this thing up and see what it can do. No, that doesn't seem right. The process is pretty straightforward. There are these little knobs on both sides of the screen, and you just loosen them up, plug them into the back, screw them back in, and you're all set. Alright, let's plug it in. Fortunately, there is still space for a storage expansion card, but I have a lot more to say about this port situation later on in the video, so keep watching. So booting it up for the first time, it seems that the monitor automatically defaulted to 720p for some reason, but switching it back to 1080p is super easy. The instructions also suggested to turn on this setting, HDMI CEC, which will automatically turn off the Xbox when you close the lid, which is kind of neat. Okay, let's see some gameplay and see what this thing can do. Here's me trying some Call of Duty. I feel like I'm one of the few people that didn't end up moving on to Vanguard and is still playing Cold War. I just didn't really get into the whole World War II thing. But yeah, a tiny mobile COD machine like this is super fun to bring to a friend's place. Now I'm too young to remember the glory days of Halo on the original Xbox, but I was thinking of how massively popular LAN parties were back in those days and how people would bring over their Xboxes and their LAN cables and their TVs and you all just play together in the same room. Wait! Imagine how cool it would be to replicate something like that nowadays, but with a couple of these things lying around instead. I have no doubt in my mind that playing Halo was a completely different experience when it comes to playing in the same room as your friends. Now in terms of the speakers on this thing, they sound fine. They'll get the job done, but they're not incredible or anything. At 50% volume, they're perfectly usable, but I don't see myself ever using anything past that as it gets ridiculously loud. Anyways, I hooked up a good mic so you can hear it for yourself, and let me know what you think.
Kill confirmed. Best of luck, soldier. The folks back home are counting on you.
Okay, now for the fun part. Upspec also sells this traveling case, which is perfectly suited for this thing. All you need is the Xbox, a controller, the power cable, and you're good to go. Now, let's go check out some places to play this thing. But first, let me tell you about our sponsor, NordVPN. Whatever it is you're doing online, whether it's online shopping, streaming movies, or just casually browsing on the internet, almost everything you do online can benefit from a VPN. NordVPN can encrypt and secure your online traffic on all your devices, whether it's your phone, iPad, or laptop. Without a VPN, almost anyone can just intercept your internet traffic when you're in public and see exactly what you're doing online, which is kind of creepy. NordVPN encrypts your online traffic and hides your IP address so no one can just spy on what you're doing. It's really handy. Plus, with NordVPN, you can spoof your location to make it look like you're surfing in a different country. So you can access different content that normally isn't available in your country, like Disney+. It's encrypted, it's secure, and the best part is it's super cheap. And if you don't like it, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. Just get all your money back. Go to nordvpn.com/damageF or use the code damageF at checkout to get a massive discount on a 2-year plan. And thanks to NordVPN for supporting the channel. The Series S is surprisingly super efficient. It only draws about 80 to 100 watts when playing games on it. That means you can pick up one of these 150 watt inverters for your car, plug it into your car charger, and play comfortably when you have some downtime to play some games. I think this is a really neat implementation. This one only cost me about 18 bucks on Amazon. I'll leave it in the description if you want to get one for yourself. My girlfriend said I needed to spend more time outdoors and that I'd be wasting such a nice day just playing indoors all day. So here I am at the park. No, but seriously, this is super easy to take with me. While it might not show on camera really well, it was more than bright enough to play outdoors, though direct sunlight might not be as usable. I was hoping to even play a game with someone at the park, but I got a little nervous, so you get to see me get my ass kicked by a bot in Mortal Kombat. But yeah, it's super convenient in the park. Overall, I enjoyed this a lot. Okay, I really wanted to give this a try at school, specifically because, well, there was always these two guys in the student union on campus that would play Call of Duty together, and they would bring an entire monitor, controllers, cables, and an Xbox One S with all their games. Unfortunately, they weren't there today, but I feel like they would have really loved this. Funny thing is, I didn't even get any looks from anyone when I pulled this out, and since the Series S is practically dead silent, it was perfect for playing where there's a bunch of people. Now, you're not going to want to turn on the speakers here, obviously, so I just grabbed a pair of Apple earphones, plugged them into the controller, and had a good time just playing after class. So by now, you're probably already seeing the possibilities of where you can take this thing, and I could have just stopped there, but I wanted to do something so outrageous and so over the top to really see how portable this thing can go. So I decided to take it in the middle of the woods and have some time playing some games. Sure enough, it worked really well, although it was a little bit cold out there. I figured it'd be fun to try out some Elden Ring to really immerse myself in the environment.
So meta, bro. You're in a forest. Yeah. It's so meta, bro. You gotta die on camera, Jeff.
No, I don't want to die on camera.
You know,
Yeah, you're gonna die. You have to make it happen. There's no stamina bar, right?
There is. Oh my god, where did he come from? What is this?
Well, you know where he hit
The Elden
you?
Ring's so fun to watch.
There it is. He keeps jabbing.
Just keep dragging me. For what?
Those voices are for my buddies who were nice enough to join me up in the middle of the woods, so in case either a bear or a coyote showed up while filming, at least they'd have it on camera. Now, I don't know how many people are going to be taking this thing up into the woods, but if you ever wanted to, turns out you totally can. Overall, though, while I wouldn't recommend this, it was a super fun experiment to try, and I hope the person watching this can at least appreciate the commitment. Okay, I think it's time to go home. Okay, that was fun. So let's talk a little bit more about the things that I like and the things I don't like. Obviously, the portability on this thing is fantastic, and the ability to only need one power cable to power this entire thing is super convenient. Sure, the screen is a bit small at only 11 inches, but I bet he has a great personality, and most importantly, since the Series S is designed to run everything in 1080p anyways, there's not really any need to go any higher resolution on this screen. Also, it just looks really good. Colorful games like Minecraft Dungeons look super crispy and clean, and anime stuff, if you're into that, looks great too. This is Scarlet Nexus, by the way. I'm not an anime guy, but I gotta admit, it's a really pretty game. To me, the most important thing is that this thing doesn't block any vents at all, which means no overheating. I was playing on this thing for like 2 hours straight at one point and it never made a sound, and that's really reassuring knowing that you're not harming your Series S with something like this. I tested out the screen with some other stuff too, and sure enough, as long as it has an HDMI port and it's powered by USB somehow, you should be good to go. You're going to need some extra cables to get this set up though, and xScreen technically advises not to do this. Not really sure why, but hey, just thought you should know. The speakers work too, though compared to the speakers on my Asus G14, I think I'd much prefer to just use the ones on my laptop.
Style, but the actual shell itself is quite different than a Crystal Xbox.
The screen also has a bunch of color settings. Mine came out of the box just fine honestly, but some people have reported theirs being a little bit flat. Just upping the contrast slider a little bit should fix that no problem. There's also crosshair settings too. I don't see myself ever using that honestly, but maybe there's a guy watching this that really likes using on-screen crosshairs. For what this little device is, it's a really amazing package, and it's so compact and super enjoyable to use. That said, it wouldn't be fair to just give the xScreen pure praise since there are some pretty big downsides here. Okay, first off, this thing feels really cheap. There is almost no rigidity to this thing. And what are these hinges? They feel like they're gonna break off one day or something. The display itself has been great over the couple weeks I got to play with it, but since I've been moving it around a lot as it's designed to be, I started seeing issues with uniformity with black levels on the screen. The thing is, these weren't there when I first got the monitor. I have the footage to prove it. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing that you'll ever notice when you're playing games regularly, but it's, again, something that likely happened due to the material they're using for the housing, because I feel like it's putting pressure on the screen. Like little things too, like it only takes up one USB port to power, but it covers up both of the USB ports and the Ethernet ports for no reason that I can really see why. Maybe their ex like using Ethernet and they just wanted to be petty? I don't know. And now we've come to the price. This thing costs $250, which is almost the cost of, wait. Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, so it's exactly the same cost as the Series S itself. The carrying case is also $60, but honestly, I don't think it's super necessary. The Xbox itself is really compact, and you can just easily store this in whatever backpack you already own. But with the price tag, it's a lot of money, I know, but there is a specific demographic I can see this appealing to, and looking at the people who already picked up their xScreens, it seems like others agree. For the person that's just moving around a lot and wants to have the most powerful portable device and doesn't want to deal with PC gaming, I can definitely see this being a really viable option. I mean, this thing is really fun to use, it's light, it's quiet, and honestly, putting a screen on this powerful tiny little device was a genius idea. It's a total recommendation for me. No, legit, I've been enjoying my time with this thing so much, especially playing old school games like Mario Kart Double Dash. Oh, you never seen this before? Oh, we'll actually have a whole video on how you can run this and a bunch of other retro consoles on your Xbox. Click over here to check it out. Remember to subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.